You guys, welcome back to King Oles, and yes, this weekend is Deontay Wilder versus Joseph Parker at the Day of Reckoning event. And yes, I can't wait for this fight. I feel like it's a really interesting matchup that we've got in the heavyweight division. Who's going to win it though? I mean, I've seen so many people picking Joseph Parker. I feel like the people picking Joseph Parker haven't got a fully good reason on it, apart from just saying, "Oh, Parker's such a nice guy. He's going to win the fight." That's literally, every prediction video that I've seen of people predicting Parker, their reasoning is, "Oh, Parker's such a nice guy. I might have to go with him." No, being a nice guy doesn't win you a fight. I feel like Deontay Wilder will win this fight inside 6 rounds. I honestly do. I feel Wilder wins this one fairly quickly. It'll be inside 6 rounds. I'm not exactly sure what round. I think it'll be in between 4 and 6, or in 3 and 6 or something. I just see Wilder eventually getting to him. I think there's just no doubt in my mind that Wilder eventually is able to get to Joseph Parker. I'm 100% sure on this prediction. Wilder will eventually get to Joseph Parker and knock him out. I went through I did a video last month. Oh, is Parker is Parker more of a threat to Deontay Wilder than some people think? And yes, Parker is a threat, and there's a possibility Parker could outbox Wilder, but I just don't see it. I just see that there's a very low percent chance that Parker is able to outbox Wilder for 12 rounds and keep away from that right hand. I find that really hard to get my head around. I don't see it happening. Simple as that. I don't see it happening, and I feel like Wilder's going to get to him. It might take Wilder a few rounds to warm up. Parker will be up on the cards before the knockout happens, without a shadow of a doubt. It's obvious, but I feel like the big thing in Parker's favour here, coming into this fight, is that Parker, he's been active. He's been very active, and Deontay Wilder, he's fought one round in the last 12 years. 2 years, sorry, not 12 years. He's fought one round in the last 2 years, and that was against Robert Helenius, where we knocked him out. Look, I feel like Parker will eventually be pressuring him. I feel like it might be similar to the Helenius knockout. Parker is a bit more movement though. It won't be in the first round, but I see the knockout happening in a similar fashion to how Wilder knocked out Helenius. I feel like Parker will look to try and put the pressure onto Wilder. Parker's going to be looking to box out on the outside, but Parker's eventually going to get caught when he's coming in trying and do some work to the body. Wilder's eventually going to catch him. It's so obvious. Parker's not going to be able to keep away with it. I feel like, there's a chance Parker can be boxing really well, but I feel like we'll all know, the right hand's going to be coming soon though. The right hand's going to be coming soon, even if Parker's going to be, looking all right. I feel like it'll just be obvious, Parker's not moving his head much at all. He's going to get knocked out, because I said in my last video that I did, Parker doesn't move his head much at all. How are you going to be able to keep away from Wilder's right hand for 12 rounds? Wilder does swing a lot, though. He does swing a lot, and I feel like Parker has got a decent boxing IQ to be able to possibly get around that. But again, I just don't see it happening for 12 rounds. I feel like Parker will be able to deal with it for a few rounds or so and look good, but he's eventually going to make a mistake, Parker. And there are mistakes in Parker's game. Parker does drop his hands quite a bit at times. He does, and I feel like that's something which will cost Parker. Drops his hands, makes them all look sloppy. At times we see a little bit of a sloppy jab from Parker. And yeah, the thing is though, Wilder always looks sloppy in swings, but he's just got that massive right hand though, which can honestly kill you. Honestly, it's the scary right hand he's got. I don't like Wilder. Look, I want Parker to win this fight. I hate Wilder. Don't like him at all. And I want Parker to win. But it's not going to happen though, is it? It's not. Anyway, let's have a look here. Deontay Wilder's knockout with Spilker. He set himself fairly well with it, to be fair. I mean, he does time himself well though, Wilder. That's really well timed. Just call him coming in, and if something similar happens to that, this weekend, again, it won't surprise me. Parker's going to be looking to kind of pressure. Parker's going to try and look to come at him at different angles, though. But again, Parker can be quite slow on his feet. He can be quite slow on his feet, and I do think people are massively overrating Joseph Parker coming into this fight. Parker is slow with his feet. He hasn't got much head movement. And at times, Parker can move well at times. A lot of the other times, though, he just plods towards you with a lazy jab at times. I feel like it's bad when you're fighting someone like Deontay Wilder. Let's have a look now at, obviously, these are Parker and Ruiz's highlights. This was a bit ago, and, Parker does put his combos together well. And this is what, Parker needs to be fighting at a range. He needs to be fighting at range, Joseph Parker. That's what he needs to do. Use that jab a lot and getting out of there. But the thing is, though, is that it's different to this Ruiz fight. Parker, he's not going to have longer reach than Wilder. So, again, it'll be difficult. I do think Parker needs to be trying to throw a few lead overhands. It's going to be interesting. Parker does need to be in there and trying to go to the body. But, yeah, here in this Ruiz fight, Parker's kind of boxing quite well. But recently, especially in that Joe Joyce fight and, in that Jeremy Forrest fight and in a few fights ever since he lost to AJ, Parker's been looking so sloppy at times. In that White fight, Parker was looking a bit sloppy. Joyce, he was looking ridiculously sloppy. Jerry Forrest, even though he won, he was looking ridiculously sloppy. And sometimes, Parker does look like he can kind of tire out a bit and drop his hand. That's the thing. It's going to be interesting. Parker can box well behind the jab and can move well with certain angles. But again, sometimes he can make some simple mistakes, which you don't want to make in heavyweight boxing, especially against a guy like Deontay Wilder. And he's eventually going to get caught. I feel like it's obvious to see. But I feel like Parker needs to target the body in this fight. He does need to target the body. And I feel like if he does, then he can get some good success. Parker needs to be quick. He needs to be in and out of there really quickly. Needs to be ducking under some shots. But I also don't think Parker has the gas tank to go on for 12 rounds against Wilder. I also think that, Wilder hasn't got the best of gas tanks either. And Wilder can knock her out. But even when Wilder does tire out a bit, the power of Wilder is always still there, and he hits way harder than everyone in the division. It's an interesting one, and Wilder with his swinging and stuff, he can be really unpredictable as well. And I have a feeling Parker won't know what's coming at him. I also don't understand how people can say that Joseph Parker wins this fight after his performance against Joe Joyce, the way Joe Joyce was just easily cutting off the ring and easily walking him down. Of course, Wilder's gonna get to him. Joe Joyce was hitting him so much, and Joe Joyce, he hits slow, doesn't he? Joe Joyce does cut off the ring well, but Joe Joyce hits slow. Imagine someone who can be as fast and as unpredictable as Wilder. I don't see how Parker wins this fight and can keep away for 12 rounds. And no one's going to be able to explain to me otherwise. I want Joseph Parker to win. But, he's not going to. He's not going to. It's obvious. Nice guy factor won't win it for him. Anyway, look, I'm going to end this video here. Thanks for watching the video, King. I'll speak to you in a bit. Thanks for watching. Peace out.